Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for staying with us on this program, Uni Health, aired on Equinoxe Radio Multimedia. Today, we are going to be looking at the health benefits of family planning, and we'll be receiving a health expert who is going to enlighten us about this particular topic. Let's go on a short break. I will be right back. Thanks for staying with us. On the line is Dr. Philbert Eko, obstetrician, gynecologist, and reproductive health consultant. Good day, doctor. It is a pleasure having you on the program today.
Thank you. Good day, Immaculate, for inviting me.
Okay.
It's a very important program.
Yeah, doctor, you're welcome. So today we are going to be looking at the health benefits of family planning. But before we get to that, I would like you to explain to our listeners, our viewers, what exactly is family planning?
Thank you very much for the question, Immaculate. I want to say good afternoon to the viewers and listeners. I want to say family planning is a vital aspect to fight maternal deaths. And family planning is all methods, natural or artificial, that a woman or a man can use to plan their pregnancy, to space their childbearing. So anything that a man and woman can do as individual or a couple to permit them have children when they want, and not to have when they don't want to. It's called family planning.
Okay. And so what are the different methods available in Cameroon?
Yeah, before going to the methods, I want to say that family planning, as I said earlier, is a pillar to fight maternal deaths. That is specifically what the health program of Cameroon is trying to fight against. Mm-hmm. And the proportion of women on family planning is very, very small. And that is why women are continuously dying during childbearing. Methods of family planning are twofold. There's one group that we call natural methods, and there's the other group that we call artificial methods. The natural methods are everything that you do just following your cycle and following specific secretions that you can have from your vagina, from your private part. Meanwhile, artificial methods are everything, things that you use that are not natural, that are not innate, that you use to control childbearing. These artificial methods can be hormones, the same as they can just be barrier methods, or they can be surgical methods, operation. So all these ones, they vary. Hormones can be pills, they can be implants, they can be IUDs that are carrying hormones. And barrier methods can be for men or women that we call condoms, male condoms, female condoms, they can be diaphragms. You can have other mechanical methods like IUD. And then you have surgical methods that can be for the man or the woman. The woman can have a surgical method that we call tubal ligation, blockage of the tubes or tying of the tubes in layman terms. The same as the man can have what we call vasectomy, sectioning the cord that carries spermatozoa from the man into the woman. You can block that cord, and of course, the man cannot be able to impregnate the woman. So those are the general methods that you can use. But not forgetting methods like persistent breastfeeding, exclusive breastfeeding after delivery is also a method that you can use. And then you can follow your cycle, the same as you can follow your vaginal discharges. All these things you can use all together to control your childbearing.
Okay, Dr. Eko, you talked about maternal deaths, but there are some women while giving birth to their first child, it has nothing to do with family planning, but they die in the course of giving birth to their first child. So what link does it have with the family planning that you just talked about?
Yeah, that is very pertinent. I enjoy that question because I want to make some clarification. and that clarification is maybe saying something that I didn't say before. Family planning has three main objectives. The first objective is what we say to delay conception. The second objective is to space conception. And the third objective is to limit or to stop conception. What does that mean? The one to delay is for a woman or a girl who has never been pregnant and wants to delay her first conception. You can go on a family planning method that will, of course, be adapted to you, because family planning is not general. We consult you and we give you the family planning that is adapted to you, that you will choose.
Okay.
The second, as I said, is spacing. You want to space after 4 years to conceive. You had a first, a second, or a third. You want to space. How long do you want to space? We can give you a family planning method that will be adapted to you to space the pregnancy for the duration that you want to space. And the third is somebody who has already finished her maternity and wants to stop. There are other methods that we can give this person to stop family planning, to stop the conception. So this is somebody who is even conceiving for her first time can go on the family planning method. The same as during the delivery, we can start, or during your ANC, we can start talking of family planning. Family planning, as I said, is not to stop you from conceiving. Is to plan when you want to conceive. Because we don't want unwanted pregnancies, unplanned pregnancies. These are the high risk of maternal death. If you don't plan your pregnancy, to follow up your pregnancy becomes a problem. So most of the times we advise women, plan your pregnancy such that you can do proper antenatal consultation and plan for your delivery and plan for the child.
So how does the natural family planning method work?
As I said from origin, thank you again. Natural family planning, as the word implies, is natural. It's just following your cycle. To do natural family planning, first, you need to be explained properly your cycle. You need to understand your cycle. Secondly, you need to do something with respect to understanding the discharges that you have, your vaginal discharges. Because with respect to the time of your cycle, the time of ovulation, the discharges change. There's other thing that we call your temperature, your monthly temperature. Every day you take your temperature before getting out of bed. We can tell you exactly the time that you ovulate. And with all these parameters, we can plan for you to skip the time that you ovulate, not to have sexual intercourse, unprotected sexual intercourse, if you don't want to conceive, or for you to have sexual intercourse during that period to conceive. So that's the trouble. People think that family planning is only that you shouldn't conceive. No. Family planning can also advise you on how you can conceive because you want to conceive. So that is it. Let us not have the misconception that family planning is to prevent people from getting pregnant and giving birth to children. No. It's twofold.
Okay,
becoming pregnant and not becoming pregnant.
Let's put a little bit of focus on that of the menstrual cycle. We have some people who have a menstrual cycle of 28 days, others 35, while others 21 days. That means they can see their period twice in a month. In such cases, how then do you tell that this is my free period and this is not my free period, since the days of ovulation will be different from these three different days which I just mentioned?
Perfect. These are things that are worrisome to patients who have what we call irregular cycles, because we have cycles that are regular, we have cycles that are constant, and we have cycles that are irregular. All these cycles, you might have normal cycles that are constant. Constant means they come every, for example, 25 days or every 28 days. That's a constant cycle. A regular cycle is a cycle that comes not the same day, but comes within a difference of 7 days. So if you come this time you see 25 days, the next time you see 27 days, it's a regular cycle, but it is not constant because it doesn't fall on the same days. And you have irregular cycles that goes above a difference of 7 days. Now, if your cycle is constant, it is easy to know that your ovulation is a particular day. But if your cycle is not constant, it means your ovulation changes. In fact, family planning, they can teach you how to calculate your own ovulation. Don't transpose ovulation period from one person to another. Your ovulation period will be calculated from your own cycle, and it will depend on the shortest cycle that you have and the longest cycle, because we don't know exactly the day that you ovulate. It will just depend on what cycle you have at that particular time. What does that mean? For example, if somebody has a cycle of, say, 23 days shortest and 35 days longest, we use these two. We use these two to calculate your ovulation, your unsafe period, because it will be difficult for us to calculate your ovulation period. Each cycle will have its own ovulation period.
Okay.
But we can use these two cycles to calculate your unsafe period. I don't know whether I should say what it is.
Okay, wait.
Again, I would advise that people consult family planning services to get these things clear so that they can calculate their cycles for them and give them. But I can pass that on to you, that you inform your auditors.
Okay. I know time is against us, but I guess we'll still continue this topic next week. But first of all, I want the viewers and the listeners to really understand how to know your unsafe and safe period, so they can easily, in case they want to adopt the natural system, they can learn from such a program. So first of all, let's try to calculate that of a 21 let's say 21 days, which is a regular menstrual cycle, and a lot of women have such experience. I want you to start so we can know which is a safe and which is unsafe, and we now go to someone who sees her cycle within 21 days, that is 2 times in a month. Even though we're unable to finish this topic, but at least it's going to help a lot of women who are watching the program at the moment. But before getting back to you, to participate in the program and ask some of your questions, you can call us through the following numbers: 655-511111 or 652-025050. Back to you, Dr. Echo.
Thank you very much. The first thing I would just want to make mention before even going to calculating, that women, all of us, men and women inclusive, should know that natural methods are effective, but they have a high rate of failure.
Okay.
Because the human system is made in such a way that different environmental circumstances or emotional circumstances can change your cycle. And when it changes your cycle, it will be difficult for you to master. For example, if you are excited, or if you are emotionally depressed, or at times temperature changes, or any circumstance can affect your cycle. So that's why menstrual cycle natural method is a little bit handicapped.
Okay.
And again, most women who are above 35, they run a high risk of having unstable cycles. So it becomes difficult also to really monitor using the natural method. Let me make that clarification so that people should not 100% rely on natural method and it fails them.
Okay.
So now, if you have a constant cycle, say a constant cycle of, I don't know, you said 21 days.
Yes, 21 days, let's say that.
Yes, we say 21 days, but for a cycle to be normal, before I talk of your 21 days, a normal cycle is from 21 days to 35 days. That's a normal. Any woman who bleeds and have a repeated cycle less than 21 days, that cycle is abnormal and needs to consult for proper check what is wrong with your cycle.
Okay.
The same as if you have a cycle that is longer than 35 days.
We have a call on the line. We'll get back to you. We just lost that caller. Okay, back to you, Dr. Echo.
Yes, so I'm just saying, so when you have 21 days, as you're given 21 days, the cycle of a woman has 2 phases. First phase and the second phase. In between the 2 phases is your ovulation.
Okay.
The last phase, the second phase, is constant. It doesn't change. It's constant for 14 days. Meanwhile, the first phase changes. So if, for example, you have 21 days cycle, for you who have a constant 21 days cycle...
We have a call on the line,
Hello?
sorry. Yes, hello?
Good afternoon, madam.
Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us. We are getting you.
I am a favorite listener of your program, but I want to ask something content.
Oh, we just lost that caller. Back to you, Dr. Echo. We're talking about the 21 days cycle.
Yes. So I was just saying that since the second phase is constant at 14 days, and in the and the second phase is your ovulation day.
Mm-hmm.
It means if you subtract 14 from your 21 constant cycle, it will give you 7.
Mm-hmm.
It means this woman who has a cycle of 21 days, in principle, will ovulate on the 7th day of her cycle.
Oh, okay.
It means that if a sperm enters into this woman from the 5th day, because the sperm has about 2 to 3 days lifespan,
Mm-hmm.
3 days before this 7th, this woman can be pregnant. Because
Wow.
the sperm will go and wait for the egg to come on the 7th day.
Mm-hmm.
The same as the egg has a lifespan of 1 to 2 days. So if the egg comes out on the 7th, that sperm can be on the 7th and on the 8th. So if so, we believe that this woman's unsafe period, when this woman can be pregnant, is 3 days before the day she ovulates, adding 2 days after she ovulates. So that is how we can say that these 5 days that we are giving you is probably unsafe. If you have intercourse these 5 days, there is high chance that you can be pregnant. That is for somebody who has a constant 21-day cycle.
Doctor, time.
Somebody who has a constant, say, 27-day cycle is 27 minus 14.
Mm-hmm.
So it will give you her own day of ovulation, and then she adds the 3 days before and 2 days after.
Doctor, time is against us. I guess we'll continue with this topic next week, unfailingly. Thank you so much, Dr. Echo Philbert. He's Dr. Philbert Echo, obstetrician, gynecologist, and reproductive health consultant there in the Southwest region. Next week, we will continue with this topic. Thank you so much for your kind attention. I received technical assistance from Raphael Dipanda. On presentation, I am Immaculate Fogway. Stay blessed in the company of more programs on Equinoxe Radio and television. So long.